Hello, my dear friends, and welcome back to our channel Mysterious Untold Books. Introduction. Have you ever felt like life has dealt you an unfair hand? That the world is a dark and unforgiving place? Eddie Jaku's extraordinary journey challenges that notion, revealing how even in the darkest of times, beauty and hope can prevail. This book is not just a tale of survival, but a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of choosing happiness. As you turn these pages, prepare to be moved by a story that spans a century, from the horrors of Nazi concentration camps to the joy of family and friendship. Eddie's experiences will shake you to your core, but his unwavering optimism will inspire you to see the world through new eyes. This is more than a memoir. It's a guide to living life to its fullest, no matter the circumstances. Chapter 1. Embrace hope even in your darkest hours. Hope is the light that guides us through our darkest moments. It's the belief that tomorrow can be better, even when today seems unbearable. For Eddie Jaku, hope was the lifeline that kept him going through the unimaginable horrors of the Holocaust. In the depths of Auschwitz, where death and despair reigned, Eddie made a conscious decision to hold on to hope. He recalls a moment when he and his friend Kurt were at their lowest point, starving and exhausted. Kurt suggested they go to the wire, a phrase used for suicide by touching the electrified fence. But Eddie refused, clinging to the hope that they might survive to see another day. This hope manifested in small acts of kindness and survival. Eddie and Kurt would meet every morning to share their meager soap rations and support each other. They would hide little presents for each other behind a brick in the toilet wall, a piece of soap, some toothpaste, or a scrap of cloth. These tiny gestures of friendship and hope kept them alive when so many others perished. To embrace hope in your darkest hours, start by focusing on small positive actions. Create a daily ritual of gratitude, noting one thing you are thankful for each day. Reach out to a friend or loved one regularly, even if just to say hello. Set small, achievable goals that give you something to look forward to. Remember that hope is a choice. It's not about ignoring the reality of your situation, but about believing in the possibility of change and improvement. Practice positive self-talk, reminding yourself of past challenges you've overcome. Lastly, find inspiration in the stories of others who have endured great hardship. Let their resilience fuel your own hope. As Eddie's story shows, where there is life, there is hope. And where there is hope, there is the strength to carry on. Chapter 2. Find kindness everywhere, even among strangers. Kindness can be found in the most unexpected places, even in the midst of cruelty and hatred. Eddie Jaku's experiences during World War II reveal that even in the darkest times, human compassion can shine through, offering a lifeline to those in desperate need. During his harrowing journey across France as a refugee, Eddie encountered remarkable kindness from strangers. He recalls walking for months, sleeping rough and constantly on the move to avoid capture. In the small villages he passed through, he was often taken in by local families who offered him food and shelter, despite the great risk to themselves. One particular incident stands out in Eddie's memory. He arrived at a village, exhausted and starving, in the early hours of the morning. A young girl answered his knock, and upon hearing his plea for help, called her father. The man, seeing Eddie's condition, not only gave him food but also provided him with proper shoes and clothing. This act of kindness from complete strangers, who had every reason to be suspicious of an unknown foreigner, deeply touched Eddie and renewed his faith in humanity. To find kindness in your own life, start by being open to it. Look for small acts of goodwill in your daily interactions. Smile at strangers, hold doors open, offer help when you see someone struggling. These small gestures can create a ripple effect of kindness. Practice empathy by trying to understand others' perspectives, even when they differ from your own. Listen actively when others speak, showing genuine interest in their stories and experiences. Be proactive in your kindness. Volunteer in your community. Donate to causes you care about, or simply reach out to someone who might be feeling lonely or isolated. Remember, kindness doesn't always require grand gestures. Sometimes a simple word of encouragement can make all the difference. Lastly, when you receive kindness, acknowledge it and pay it forward. Share stories of kindness you experience to inspire others. As Eddie's life shows, kindness has the power to sustain us through the darkest times and remind us of the beauty in humanity. Chapter 3. Cultivate one meaningful friendship that sustains you. A single profound friendship can be a lifeline, providing strength, support, and joy even in the most challenging circumstances. For Eddie Jagu, his friendship with Kurt Hirschfeld was a crucial factor in his survival during the Holocaust and his ability to rebuild his life afterward. Eddie and Kurt met in the Buchenwald concentration camp and formed an immediate bond. Throughout their time in various camps, including Auschwitz, they supported each other emotionally and physically. Eddie recalls how they would meet every morning to share their meager soap rations and walk together, talking and keeping each other's spirits up. When one was sick or injured, the other would find extra food or help to ensure their survival. Their friendship continued beyond the camps. After the war, when Eddie thought Kurt had perished, he was overjoyed to find him alive in a refugee canteen in Brussels. Together, they rebuilt their lives, sharing an apartment and supporting each other as they started new jobs and families. Eddie says, "Without Kurt, I wouldn't have made it half that far. We kept each other alive." To cultivate a meaningful friendship, start by being open and vulnerable. Share your true self, including your fears and dreams. Look for people who share your values and interests, but don't be afraid of differences. Sometimes the most enriching friendships come from diverse perspectives. Invest time and effort into the friendship. Regular communication is key, whether it's daily chats, weekly meetups, or long catch-up sessions. Be there for your friend in both good times and bad, offering support, celebrating successes, and providing a listening ear when needed. Practice empathy and active listening. Try to understand your friend's perspective and feelings, even when they differ from your own. Show genuine interest in their life and experiences. Be reliable and trustworthy. Keep your promises and be someone your friend can count on. At the same time, respect boundaries and give each other space when needed. Remember, a true friendship is reciprocal. Be willing to both give and receive support. As Eddie's story shows, a deep friendship can provide the strength to overcome even the most dire circumstances and can bring joy and meaning to life. Chapter 4. Transform your education into a lifeline. Education is not just about accumulating knowledge. It can be a powerful tool for survival and personal growth. Eddie Jagu's story demonstrates how the skills and knowledge he acquired through his education became crucial to his survival during the Holocaust and his ability to rebuild his life afterward. As a young man, Eddie studied mechanical engineering in Germany. This education proved to be life-saving during his time in concentration camps. In Auschwitz, his skills as a precision engineer made him valuable to the Nazi war effort, classifying him as an economically indispensable Jew. This designation saved his life on multiple occasions, as he was pulled from lines heading to the gas chambers at the last moment. Eddie recalls a particular instance when he was summoned to meet with a representative of IG Farben, a chemical and pharmaceutical conglomerate. His engineering skills led to him being put in charge of maintaining high-pressure air pipes for their factory. This position, while still incredibly dangerous and difficult, provided slightly better conditions and increased his chances of survival. To transform your education into a lifeline, start by recognizing that learning is a lifelong process. Don't limit yourself to formal education. Seek out opportunities to learn new skills and acquire knowledge in various fields. This diversity of knowledge can open unexpected doors and provide solutions in challenging situations. Apply your knowledge practically. Look for ways to use what you've learned in your daily life and work. This not only reinforces your learning but also demonstrates your value in various situations. Share your knowledge with others. Teaching or mentoring not only helps others but also deepens your own understanding and can create valuable connections. Stay curious and adaptable. The world is constantly changing, and the ability to learn and adapt quickly can be crucial. Develop a growth mindset, viewing challenges as opportunities to learn and improve. Lastly, remember that education goes beyond academic or technical knowledge. Learn about different cultures, develop emotional intelligence, and cultivate practical life skills. As Eddie's story shows, a well-rounded education can provide unexpected advantages and help you navigate even the most difficult circumstances. Chapter 5. Preserve your moral compass when everything else fails. Maintaining your moral integrity in the face of extreme adversity is perhaps one of the greatest challenges a person can face. Eddie Jaku's experiences in the concentration camps highlight the importance of holding on to one's values and humanity, even when surrounded by unimaginable cruelty. In Auschwitz, Eddie witnessed countless acts of brutality and was often tempted to give in to despair or compromise his principles for survival. However, he made a conscious decision to never lose sight of his moral compass. He recalls a particular incident when he was starving and found that someone had stolen his bread ration. Despite the intense hunger and the seeming justification for retaliation, Eddie refused to steal from others or hurt his fellow prisoners. He states, "I never lost sight of what it was to be civilized. I knew that there would be no point surviving if I had to become an evil man to do it. I never hurt another prisoner. I never stole another man's bread, and I did all I could to help my fellow man." To preserve your moral compass in challenging times, start by clearly defining your core values. What principles are most important to you? Write them down and revisit them regularly, especially when facing difficult decisions. Practice self-reflection. Take time each day to consider your actions and decisions. Did they align with your values? If not, think about how you could handle similar situations differently in the future. Seek out positive influences. Surround yourself with people who share your values and can support you in maintaining your integrity. In Eddie's case, his friendship with Kurt helped both of them stay true to their principles. Remember that small acts of kindness and integrity matter. Even in the darkest times, helping others or refusing to participate in harmful actions can make a difference and help preserve your sense of self. Be prepared to make difficult choices. Sometimes preserving your moral compass may come at a personal cost. Decide in advance that you are willing to accept those consequences. Finally, forgive yourself for moments of weakness, but always strive to do better. As Eddie's story shows, maintaining your moral integrity in the face of extreme adversity is not only possible but can be a source of strength and dignity that helps you survive and thrive. Chapter 6. Share your story to heal yourself and others. Sharing your experiences, especially painful ones, can be a powerful tool for personal healing and for helping others. Eddie Jaku's journey from silence to becoming a public speaker and author demonstrates the transformative power of storytelling. For decades after the war, Eddie didn't speak about his experiences during the Holocaust. The pain was raw, the memories horrific. He recalls, "When you lose your mother and father, all your aunties and cousins, almost everyone you have ever loved, how can you speak about it?" He kept his silence, trying to protect himself and his family from the painful past. However, as time passed, Eddie began to feel a responsibility to speak out. He realized that his survival came with a duty to educate the world about the dangers of hate and the importance of kindness and hope. His first public speaking engagement was at a Catholic church, where he shared his story with a small group. From there, he went on to speak at schools, community groups, and eventually to thousands of people at events like TEDx. To share your story for healing, start small. Write down your experiences in a journal or share them with a trusted friend or therapist. This can help you process your emotions and gain perspective on your experiences. Consider joining a support group of people who have been through similar experiences. Sharing in a safe, understanding environment can be incredibly healing. As you become more comfortable, look for opportunities to share your story more widely. This could be through writing, speaking at community events, or even creating art or music that expresses your experiences. Remember that your story has value, even if it feels ordinary to you. Your unique perspective and the lessons you've learned can inspire and help others who may be going through similar challenges. Be prepared for emotional reactions, both from yourself and your audience. Sharing painful experiences can bring up strong feelings, but it can also lead to profound connections and understanding. Lastly, focus on the positive lessons and growth that have come from your experiences. As Eddie does in his talks, emphasize hope, resilience, and the capacity for human kindness. Your story can be a powerful tool for promoting understanding and positive change in the world. Chapter 7. Choose happiness as your ultimate revenge. Choosing happiness in the face of adversity is not just a personal triumph, but a powerful statement against those who have wronged you. Eddie Jaku's life philosophy, developed after surviving the horrors of the Holocaust, centers on this idea of happiness as the ultimate form of revenge. After losing his family and enduring unimaginable suffering in concentration camps, Eddie made a conscious decision to live a life of joy and gratitude. He recalls the moment this shift occurred when he held his first child, Michael, in his arms. From that day on, I realized I was the luckiest man on earth. I made the promise that from that day until the end of my life, I would be happy, polite, helpful, and kind. I would smile. This decision to choose happiness was not just about personal well-being, but a deliberate act of defiance against the Nazi ideology that had sought to destroy him and his people. Eddie explains, "Sometimes, when we are sitting in the evening in front of the television with a cup of tea and a biscuit, I think, aren't we lucky? In my mind, this is really the best revenge, and it is the only revenge I am interested in, to be the happiest man on earth." To choose happiness as your ultimate revenge, start by practicing gratitude daily. Take time each day to acknowledge the good things in your life, no matter how small. This shifts your focus from what you've lost to what you have. Cultivate positive relationships. Surround yourself with people who support and uplift you. For Eddie, his wife Flo and his children became the center of his happiness. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. This could be hobbies, volunteer work, or spending time in nature. Find what makes you feel alive and make time for it regularly. Practice forgiveness, not for the benefit of those who have wronged you, but for your own peace of mind. This doesn't mean forgetting or excusing harmful actions, but releasing the hold they have on your emotions. Share your happiness with others. Acts of kindness and generosity not only help others, but also increase your own sense of well-being and purpose. Remember that happiness is a choice you make every day. It doesn't mean ignoring pain or difficulty, but choosing to focus on the positive aspects of life despite challenges. Lastly, use your story of choosing happiness to inspire others. As Eddie has done through his public speaking and writing, your journey can show others that it's possible to find joy and meaning in life, even after experiencing great suffering. Thank you for listening. Audiobook by Mysterious Untold Books.